The deep dark depths of the ocean host many creatures of perplexing shape and form, often appearing otherworldly and unnatural. The sea pays homage to a myriad of marine life that seem abnormal to the human eye, probably because they're a rare sight to see. Even fishermen consider themselves lucky if they happen to bag one of these unique underwater beasts. Sea life, from crustaceans to fish to mammals, have little else but their mouths to induct their prey and protect from a predator. They can't use their fins, and rarely do their tails do much for defense. Some of these mouths serve a purpose, while others are just freaky for no good reason whatsoever. The ocean doesn't always rally hand-holding sea otters or cutesy dolphins that cackle sweet terms of endearment. No, there is an underwater world of terrifying creatures, with demon mouths straight from the murky abyss. From the dragonfish with its jagged set of daggers, to the Goblin Shark that can unhinge its jaw to play. What we can picture, we strive to forget. Here are 12 terrifying mouths of the deep. 12. The Deep Sea Hatchetfish. If every adorable cartoon had a twisted, evil counterpart, the Deep Sea Hatchetfish would be Darth Vader to Finding Nemo's lovable Dory. The bulging eyes and gaping mouth overtake this creature. Even worse, the open portal on this fish face remains ajar, seemingly in wait to clamp down on whatever weaves its way toward the hatchetfish's rapacious trap. It looks already dead, as the emaciated body replicates a tortured soul crying from the dark depths of the ocean's version of hell. The frightful appearance is in part due to the remarkably thin body, with its bioluminescent ability to protect the fish from impending harm. Since the critter dwells so far beneath the water's surface, it has very special eyes, which permanently tilt upward, so as to soak up as much light as possible. Despite existing hundreds of feet beneath the water's surface, further, its mouth is eternally stuck in a noticeable frown, which the Deep Sea Hatchetfish uses as a net to engulf its prey. There is very little known about the mystifying creature, the frozen scowl and bulbous eyes, except that its extremely short lifespan permits the maximum of a year for this deep-sea dweller to creep within the shadows. 11. The Gulper Eel. What's in a name for this deep-sea diver? Only its entire livelihood. The Gulper eel, also known as the pelican eel and umbrella eel, is an elongated sea serpent with a radical tail and mouth large enough to engulf an entire school of fish. Living up to its title, the focal point is reminiscent to a pelican's throat pouch, with the extra feature of an unhinged jaw to umbrella out and swallow water and prey combined. After a throat full of salty seawater causes the eel's head to swell like a water balloon, the liquid is oozed out through the gills in a thrilling game of catch and release. The Gulper eel makes for an attractive predator for any victim who likes a little deep-sea entertainment. For the tail has tiny tentacles that are illuminated with hues of radiating pink and pulsating red. Found in extreme depths of the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulper eel can grow up to 2.5 feet in size. 10. The Sea Urchin. Sea urchins appear harmless, firmly rooted to their rock of choice for the whole of their lives. But the mouths of a sea urchin is no sweet thing, as they possess a portal of teeth that can chew through stone without getting dull. This self-sharpening skill set is a defense mechanism in which the echinoderm carves out nooks into rocks to hide from predators. Moreover, urchins mow down the thick stalks of seaweed when they're not carving out niches into nautical stonework. So, how do their teeth stay sharp despite all that grinding? When examining a set of 0.8-inch long grinders of a purple California sea urchin, researchers found that the teeth of an echinoderm are comprised of crystalline plates and fibers. After 200 million years of evolution, these bad boys have evolved to perform better than man-made, non-optimized tools, claims the biophysicist Cooper Gilbert at the University of Wisconsin. While it takes years to carve sufficiently through rock, the next time you notice a tide pool, pay attention to the way the urchins seem to become one with their beautiful rock surroundings. 9. The Cookie Cutter Shark. This next beast won't warrant warm feelings of cinnamon and spice, as the name suggests. Rather, this unique creature claims its name from the imprint of a cookie left in the flesh of its victim after taking a generous bite. The cookie cutter shark belongs to the same order of the dogfish family and bears similarity in terms of their brown colour and tubular shape. While they only grow to about 16 feet long, the cookie cutter shark has the largest set of shark teeth in terms of size relativity. Using these sharp incisors as their best weapon, the beast takes large, round chunks out of its prey. Fishermen and oceanographers have later reported traces of the shark's tag imprinted in the flesh of large fish and whales of the deep ocean. What's fascinating, after the teeth of the creature are shed, they are swallowed and digested to provide calcium for strengthening bones. A fortified skeleton is crucial for the deep diving of this type of shark, as well as a large oily liver, which aids in swimming to extreme depths. The cookie cutter shark is kind of pretty too, for the genus is named in honour of the Egyptian goddess of light, Isis. This makes sense, since the entire lower surface of the body is bioluminescent and able to emit an emerald glow. The shark's long form with light-producing photophores are what entice prey, and give the fish yet another of its names, the luminous shark. 8. The Gob Face Squid. If gob face isn't enough of an insult, the bizarre set of lips appearing like human teeth are. The unappealing ocean swimmer has the facade of full human choppers, yet it's all a farce, for the gob-faced squid bears no teeth at all. Sort of like a genial grandmother who removes a set of falsies to shock and surprise the innocent. So too does the gob-faced squid render a disguise to dissuade an offender. If the appearance of human teeth on an underwater animal wasn't perplexing enough, one can take a closer look to discover large circular lips folded around the squid's beak to protect it when it isn't eating. All that's known of the peculiar spectacle is from one sighting alone, after fishermen pulled a single gob-faced squid from the South Atlantic Ocean at a depth of 3,500 feet. This solo discovery lends the subtle reminder of how little we know about what lurks below. 7. The Stargazer Fish. This one sounds passive and sweet, swimming alongside, plucking sea ribbons and gazing at sea stars. This cunning fish is no guppy, however, as it spends its time covered in the sand, waiting to scare the skrill out of its next victim. Imagine minding your own business while skimming the seafloor, only to be jolted by a giant heap of sand and grit leaping forth and swallowing you whole. Such is the tactic of the stargazer, and it makes sense that the creeper prefers to spend its time submerged in the dirt, as this fish is not a looker. The stargazer is known for its mastery of camouflage and the surprise attack method, as well as its weird googly eyes and giant mouth. Found in the waters of the Chesapeake Bay region, the stargazer fish can grow up to 22 inches long. 6. The Sea Lamprey. To fathom the likes of the sea lamprey, think of Jabba the Hutt's prized pet sarlacc from Star Wars. Found in rivers and estuaries spanning the United States and Europe, this parasite spends the bulk of its life in the ocean, and the rest of its time spawning evil offspring in the freshwater regions. While the sea lamprey isn't all bad, its bite certainly is. As they are so deadly, only 1 in 7 of their victims survive to tell the tale. With its long cylinder body and suction cup mouth of death, the sea lamprey uses its gruesome orifice to suction onto prey, while rows and rows of chompers clamp down and ravage both fish skin and scales. The funnel-like sucking cavity proceeds to feed on the blood and fluids of its victim, rendering the catch a soulless sack by the time the sea lamprey's had its gory fix. 5. The Hagfish. This creature is as ugly as the name suggests, and even oozes slime as one of its prouder accomplishments. The hagfish is an ocean dweller that has remained unchanged for 300 million years. And it shows, as this prehistoric-looking beast portrays a long tubular body, paddle-like tail, and whisker feelers around a mouth teeming with teeth. The hagfish has a skull, but no spine, with a velvety, smooth exterior. Also known as the slime eel, the jawless mouth features 2 pairs of horny combed-shaped teeth on a plate that protracts and retracts when tearing off chunks of food. This class of mixocene fish is known for its mucus abilities, which can get the creature out of a sticky situation. For example, if captured, the hagfish can tie itself into an overhand knot, wriggle its way from head to tail while scraping off copious amounts of goo in the process, and finally, free itself from its captor. This tactic also works in extricating themselves from the clasped jaws of predatory fish, with the slime talent a striking skill set in achieving the creature's slippery sovereignty. Pink or blue-grey, some exhibit riveting spots, as these creatures are typically found on the muddy beds in cold waters from Vancouver along the Pacific coast to Baja California, Mexico. The longest known hagfish was 4 feet and 2 inches in length. 4. The Goblin Shark. Mother Nature must have been having a bad day when she created a cross between monster and shark. Lo and behold, the Goblin Shark, a creature more vicious and terrifying even than the infamous great white. These atrocities grow up to 12 feet in length and have so many teeth that they are physically incapable of fitting them all inside their gaping gobs. In fact, the top and bottom teeth are attached by ligaments, which allow the shark to unhinge its mouth and grab its prey. Think of a bear trap that can leap out and grab you. These deep-sea beasts dwell amid the shadows of the continental shelves. So, fortunately, the average swimmer won't encounter the wrath of Mother Nature's fiercest set of fangs. 3. The Frilled Shark. The no-frills frilled shark is pretty much a living fossil, as it's barely changed in character since the days of its early ancestors. The frilled shark is all business, with a mouth lined with 25 rows of backward-facing teeth, a grand total of 300 chompers in all, and with a guaranteed way to snatch and claim your prey. Why change? As this has been the method of the frilled shark since prehistoric times. Once the trident-shaped fangs clamp down on its victim, escaping anything but death is impossible, leaving the target with nowhere to go but down. To imagine the nature of teeth here, picture a parking lot with foreboding spikes that deter drivers from backing up. The frilled shark exhibits a similar set of luminous tusks, which are a bright white, in contrast to its stark, brown body. Funnily enough, this majestic glistening of pure white bliss is the exact portal which lures prey in. The frilled shark can be found lurking in the deep abyss of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. 2. The Barbed Dragonfish. The barbed dragonfish utilizes a sinister method of trickery to lure unsuspecting victims into their spiky, oversized mouth. This species of fish entices nearby swimmers with their barbell-shaped lures, dangling brightly lit bulbs which hang from their lower jaw. When their prey finds themselves attached to the glowing display, it's too late before they realize the light show is the same spectacle which will lend them their impending death. After displaying an entryway lined with rows of giant teeth, a simple tilt of the head can render a gaping orifice 120 degrees in width. This flexible mechanism stems from the attachment of its jaw from the back of the fish's skull all the way to its first vertebra. If the sharpness of their teeth weren't frightening enough, the ability to open their jagged jaws and slurp down a fish whole is enough to make the barbed dragonfish barbarian of the deep sea. 1. The Leatherback Turtle. Remember the super chilled crew of turtle dudes riding the East Australian current in the movie Finding Nemo? Critters such as the leatherback turtle aren't always the tranquil, cute and cuddly creatures we think they are. True, they're impressive in size, and they certainly triumph over others of their kind, claiming them the largest sea turtle in existence. The leatherback sea turtle is the third largest reptile in the world, weighing up to 1,543 pounds. But this isn't the scary part. Once a leatherback opens its mouth, one can see a jagged hole of doom filled with hundreds of giant intertwined spikes and a leathery tongue so small it looks extraterrestrial. The teeth don't just fill the mouth alone, but rather these papillae rim the inside of the turtle's mouth, esophagus and gut. The purpose of the leatherback turtle's ferocious set of backward fangs is to prevent jellies from slipping out and achieving survival. Once they become trapped within the jaws of death, it's go time. The leatherback can swallow any type of jellyfish, from the lion's manes to much smaller varieties. as no catch is too much for the turtle's torturous trap. These majestic beauties can be found floating in the entire expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, and unlike other sea turtles, leatherbacks prefer colder waters, where an abundance of jellies can be found. Here, a cycle of life ensues, as Mother Nature gives those playful jellyfish something worth stinging for. Which underwater encounter would be more terrifying? The jagged daggers of a 1,000-pound sea turtle, or the 25-bladed rows of a smiling shark? Let us know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Also, don't forget to subscribe to What Lurks Below.